Good day, everyone. My name is Michelle D. Clark, and I'm your favorite small town girl with big time dreams who God has definitely shown his grace and his mercy, and he has saved me from some life threatening things. Woo! Let me tell you something. I am super excited that he did. Why? Because today is a wonderful winning Wednesday on purpose because I said so, but you can too. Now, you all, it's also a wonderful winning Wednesday. Why? Because we are at our win in 10 minutes or less fundamental moments. So, welcome to the show. If you are a newbie, then welcome. And if you are a repeat supporter, then welcome back. So, before we get started, we have to go through our household customs, not requirements, not rules, customs, right? So when you come on, and I see eyeballs popping on now. So when you come on, make sure that if you'd like to have a proper shout out, to go ahead and put your name and where you're watching from in the chat, whether the chat be here or the chat be here, depending on which platform that you're on. And when I say where you're watching from, I'm not talking about Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. Although if you are watching on Facebook and LinkedIn, make sure that you like this post, heart this post, share this post, right? And support this post. But make sure that this is not the best kept secret so that you're not the only person winning in 10 minutes or less with our fundamental moments. So make sure you share this out. And of course, if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and click the little bell so that way you are in the know when we drop new content. Hello, Keisha E. Newton is in the house, and she is coming in from Michigan. So, yes, she is one of my Michiganders. I like to call them Michiganians, right? But one of our Michiganders. So, welcome. And of course, my PIC partner in collaboration, right? So, hello, Keisha. How are you doing, young lady? I hope you had a super fantastic, wonderful winning Wednesday already. All right, you all. So, I see some more eyeballs popping on. So make sure that if you like to have a proper shout out, that you go ahead and put it over in the chat where you're watching from. Now, when I say where you're watching from, I'm talking about like your city, your state, your country, your continent, your county, your providence, wherever you like to shout out. She said, Keisha says the mitten. Yes, the mitten. Absolutely. Now, of course, if you are from Michigan, you know what that means. Where when people ask what side of town you're on, you talk about like, here, right? The west side, east side, because it looks like a little glove. All right. And then, of course, if you're in the Upper Peninsula, it looks like a rabbit. So, all right. There it is. Now, I always get it confused on which side is which, so don't get me talking, right? Now, I'm not a native of Michigan. However, I've been living here long enough that I definitely claim Michigan, and of course I claim the city of Detroit, as you guys saw back on 313 day, back on Monday, how I was showing love to the city. All right, you all. So that is custom number one. Custom number two, custom numero dos, is of course to make sure that you have your agua ready and handy, locked and loaded, ready to go. So then that way, agua, of course, you all, it's H2O, which is water, right? Have our water ta. Have our water ready. So that way, when we have our break for station identification, that you are ready for your hydration. So we'll be doing that in 2.5 seconds. So if you are new, I see some more eyeballs popping on. So if you are a newbie, welcome to the show. If you are a repeat supporter, then welcome back to Win in 10 minutes or less fundamental moments. So that should have given you all 2.5 seconds to either go run and grab your water or to hurry up and share out to people so that way they don't miss this win in 10 moment, right? So now we're about to take our break for station identification for our hydration. All right, so let's get ready to get locked and loaded, ready to go. 1, 2, 3, go team. That was fabulous. Now, if you know me, you know that I like my water what? Room temp. All right, you all. So today's Win in 10 minutes or less fundamental moments. Are you ready? Drum roll. Ta-da! It is negatives are positive. I know you're ready. Okay, wait. Well, what? Yes, negatives are positive. Negatives are positive. That is our win intent. Keisha said gulp. Yeah, so that water, I'm telling you, right? I think I got what, 2 swallows out of that one? I don't know. Anyways, yes, negatives are positive. What are you talking about, Michelle? So glad you asked. Here's the deal. Now, I don't know if you ever heard the saying that, people won't pay to get into heaven, but they certainly will pay to get out of hell. So that saying basically is talking about how we are motivated, right? So people are more motivated to run away from pain than to run towards pleasure. Case in point. So, okay, there's a story. There's a guy, and he's sitting on the porch, and then his friend comes by, him and his dog is on the porch, and the man comes by, and The man, him and they're talking to friends, and all of a sudden the dog is just like, "Roo, roo, 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 roo," like whining, "Roo, roo, roo, roo." And the man, is trying to continue to talk to the friend, da, 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 and then all of a sudden he's like, at the while he's like, "Man, the dog just roo, 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 roo." He's like, "Bro, like, what's wrong with your dog, man?" And the guy's in the rocking chair, and he looked down and he said, "Oh, him? Oh, he's sitting on a nail." And the friend's like, um, why doesn't he just get off the nail then? The guy rocking in the chair looked back at the dog and said, "Oh, he will when it hurts bad enough." Sometimes in our life, things hurt, but but it's just that sometimes we don't move until it really hurts, and we move away from the pain. We run it away from the pain, to whatever that may be. My thing to you is, don't wait to the last second. Don't wait to the last minute. Don't wait until that pain gets so excruciating. But that's how the negative can be positive, because sometimes in the negative, sometimes when things happen in our lives that looks like a negative. Let me tell you all something. I've been on some speaking platforms back in the day, but I wasn't really on speaking circuits to tell my testimony until I had tests. So yes, I did speaking in MLMs. I was so the person, when you would go to those MLM meetings and the person on the stage was telling you about this wonderful product or service or whatever. Yeah, that was me. And those services and products, they were excellent. I would never stand behind anything that wasn't credible, that wasn't actually helping people. But being in the speaking circuit, as far as being a paid speaker on stage, talking about my personal testimonies, the things that I've been through. See, in order for me to be that beacon of light for somebody else, I had to go through some things. In order for me to have a message, I had to go through some mess. In order for me to be victorious, at one point I was a victim. So all of those things were negative, seemingly, and I was able to turn them around, take them from stumbling blocks to stepping stones. And you can too. So whatever's going on in your life, some people who know me, they know my story. They know that when I was 14 years old, someone took away my innocence. And when I lost that innocence, not only did they steal my virginity, but they stole my self-identity. And I spiraled out of control. I didn't know who I was. I was lost. I started doing some things and hanging out with some folks that wasn't the way I was raised, because of the way I felt about myself. So people know my history, that I had a history of 2 strokes, mini stroke, cancer, domestic violence, all those things, right? So those things built up who I am to now be able to help other women who have similar testimonies that come from the word test. So those negatives, now we can utilize them as positives. I can use them as different speaking points. I can use them as different reaching points to reach other women, professional women who may have gone through some similar circumstances, who may have seen their life savings crumble down to almost nothing, or negative net worth, to now climb back up to the tops of the mountains. I can now help those ladies. I can help those professional women. So that is my 1 in 10 minutes less fundamental moments, is that positives are negative. Excuse me, negatives. Negatives are positive. That one will reach on a different show, because sometimes positives can be negative. We'll talk about that in another show, but negatives are positive. We can utilize the things that's happened to us that were probably not meant for our good, and we can turn that around and turn it into a positive and reach back and help somebody once we've learned the lesson. All right, you all, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So now let's go ahead and get into our announcements. Let me get over to my banners here, you all. So, all right, so for this Saturday, you all, we have, and you can see going across the banner down here, we have our Lift Nation Synergy Community Orientation happening this Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I am not going to put the bit.ly on there because in order for you to come to this Lift Nation Synergy Community session, you have to be a Lift Nation Synergy Community member. So you might say to yourself, oh, well, how can I do that? So glad you asked. All you have to do is, first of all, hit me up. Hit me up at info@MicheleDClark.com, right? So if you want to know more about the Synergy community, how we are lifting up professional women, helping professional women to live inspired, free, and transform. How are we doing that? So I know the other day I dropped one of the benefits of being a member, and we talked about visibility. We talked about visibility, being able to put your company, your services, your products on the forefront, being able to have that visibility through our resource hub, right? So that's one thing we talked about. Another thing is you might say to yourself, oh, Michelle, you know what? When you have your Tuesday talks with Ms. Clark, LMSW, Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m., right? I would love to be a guest. Guess what? As a Lift Nation Synergy community member, you can talk about your products and services and good. Talk about you. Talk about how you are making an impact on the community. As a Lift Nation community member, Synergy community member, you can talk about you. You can talk about your goods and services and products on the show. So that's another benefit. We'll continue to talk about the benefits. But in the meantime, in between time, if you want to know more, because we are past our 10 minutes, because this is 1 in 10 minutes or less fundamental moments, then all you have to do is hit me up at info@MicheleDClark.com. That's info@MicheleDClark.com. And that's one L in Michelle, because you don't need two when one does the same. So make sure you hit me up there. And of course, you can always hit me up on the back channels of our. Hold on, I see some more stuff coming in here. Okay, we have Fuchina coming in here from Duluth, Georgia. Hey, what's going on, Fuchina in the house? So yes, you can always hit me up on all of the social media platforms. I mostly reside on Facebook and LinkedIn, but of course, it's either Michelle D. Clark, that's Michelle with one L, or Michelle D. Clark Lift, right? So you can hit me up there, and you can also find me and ask me questions. And of course, if you email me, then make sure you put in the subject line Lift Nation Synergy Community or just Synergy Community, and then we can connect. You can also, you all, if you want to book a 15, 20-minute conversation exploration with me, so then that way I can talk to you about the community and help you to enroll, then of course all you have to do is go to bit.ly/meet with Michelle. That's it. Meet with Michelle, and that's Michelle with one L, because you don't need two when one does the same. So those are the ways that you can meet up with me. And I wanted to connect with you as well. So if you'd like to be a part of the Synergy community, right? See, going across the bottom there, Synergy community, we're meeting for our orientation this Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure that you're in the room. Of course, we're going to have networking. Somebody says, are you going to have networking? Of course, because you're either networking or not working. So yes, we will have networking, because that's what it is. Your network determines your net worth. So, all right, you all, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. We are out of here. I love you all to life. Let me get rid of that right here. Let's move this out the way. All right, you all, we love you all to life. And in the meantime, in between time, my name is Michelle D. Clark with Lift Nation, where we empower you, the professional woman, to live inspired, free, and transform. Take care. God bless, and look forward to seeing you all tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for our 1 in 10 minutes less fundamental moments. Oh, before we go, also, really quickly, you all, I will be on a podcast on Thursday evening at 9 p.m., right? I'll be on a podcast with Mr. David Pinkston himself, and we are going to talk about how you can live your best life, right? So we'll talk about some of the things that we do with Lift Nation community, and you get to know me a little bit better, a little more intimately. So if you haven't seen that, check it out on Facebook and LinkedIn. I believe I dropped, actually, I know I did. I dropped the flyer on both of those channels. So make sure, if you want to live your best life, if you want to live a bigger life, if you want to live your life, then make sure that you tune in with me and David Pinkston. And I believe it's broadcasting on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. So, all right, you all. And just in case, I will also link it over to my page, so then that way you guys do not have to leave the comfort of your own page, which is where you're watching it right now, on Facebook. And of course, for those of you who are watching it on LinkedIn or YouTube, make sure you flip over to Facebook, because that's where I will have that broadcast at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, all right, that is it for real. That is the end of our. Oh, hey, what's going on, Tanya, in the house? You made it by the hair on my chinny chin, right? So you made it in. And of course, it doesn't matter if you are late. It's better late than never, because you can still win in 10 minutes or less with our fundamental moments. So, all right, hashtag replay is for real. Make sure you check it out. And I would recommend for you to go over to YouTube, make sure you subscribe and click the little bell so you'll be in the know when we drop new content, but also because I have it categorized and you can catch up on not only our Win in 10 minutes or less fundamental moments, but also our Tuesday Talks with Miss Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and when we used to have our Graded 8 Mindset Matters, you can catch up on that as well, where I broke down how the mind works and how you can have it work for you instead of against you. All right, you all, for real, that's my story of sticking to it. I'm out of here. Love you all to life. My name is MicheleDClark, and I am the Mindset Management Coach for professional women with Lift Nation, where we empower you, the professional woman, to live inspired, free, and transform. Take care. God bless. See you all tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. and 9 p.m.